Yo, what's up, G? It's Jason Capital here. I got a question today from a Steven. Actually asked a pretty good question. I'm actually kind of excited to answer it, so here we go. All right, so Steven basically wrote it, and it was short, but he basically said, hey, Jason, found your stuff about a week ago. I bought a couple of your products. Everything's fucking amazing. I've always been good with girls, but not like great. I want to be great with girls. Obviously, I want to go from banging like 7s and 8s to like fucking the 9s and the 10s. Like, good for you. I'm proud of that. But he said, I've always found that to bang those girls, and even with friends and stuff, I've gotten my confidence, or I've built my ego up by putting other people down. That's how I've made myself feel better. Okay, this is something a lot of people do, where they, for the most part, people who are kind of insecure, they'll put other people down because they can't raise their own value up. They don't know how to do that because they're fucking bitches and they seek value and they watch bad TV. Okay, they don't know how to raise their own value. So instead of them raising their own value, which of course would make them more confident and a better person, they put other people down, so relatively they're now higher value. Okay, and that's not good for anyone. It's not good for the world. It's not good for themselves. It's not good for their dicks. Okay, their dicks are going to go mostly unused, and when they are used, they're going to ride in like Tauruses and stuff. And I don't know about you, but I don't like to ride in a Taurus. All right, I want to ride a fucking Ferrari, and then sometimes maybe, I don't know, a McLaren. All right, I don't want to ride a SUV kind of woman. That's just not my style. I like what I just said there. So here's the deal. All right, so he said, what can I do to build my own confidence up, to like really like do this shit? How can I face this shit head on? How can I make this shit a part of my life? How can I become more confident? How can I become more valuable without having to put other people down? All right, and I've talked about this before. All right, there's two kind of guys who get laid, except one of them gets laid with the hottest girls, not just the kind of hot girls, and he's much better for the world. That's the guy who puts himself here and he challenges everyone else up to his level. The other guy who's kind of like the dick or the asshole or the jerk, he puts other people down, okay? So the badass challenges people up to his level, and the dick tries to push other people down, and he really is just kind of ends up alone and tired. And even after he bangs the 7, he still probably jerks off because he's not really happy with himself or with the people around him, because he's always value seeking, because he's always pushing people down, because he's a little bitch, because he hasn't met Jason fucking Capital, all right? So what do you do here? All right, so I got a couple things for you, bro, for Steven. All right, so number one, okay, we're asking, where do you get the value from, the confidence in yourself? How do you build that up? So you're not putting other people down, but you're raising your own self up, so then you can inspire and challenge other people up to that level as well. How do you do that? The first way I'm going to say, and this is why you don't usually hear me saying the word confidence a lot, because I think it's some intangible thing that's kind of like reachable and it's in your grasp, and then sometimes you don't have it and you can become attached to like getting it. I don't really like that. I don't think it's really that important, okay? What I talk about is default setting, okay? There have been times right now, you can remember times where you were a little piece of fucking shit. You were terrible. You were a little bitch. You were quiet. You were all balled in and you were nothing. Don't worry about it. I've had times like those too, okay? But there are also other times where you were the fucking man. You were open. You were beasting. You are fucking badass, okay? So clearly we know both versions of those exist in you. Every version of everything possible exists within you. It's just which setting are you going to be accessing most of the time. So what I teach with default setting training is the state that you are in most often becomes your default setting. So in theory, if you put yourself in the confident, dominant, leading, challenging, teasing, disqualifying, successful, ambitious, positive state, if you put yourself in that ideal state all the time, eventually that's going to become your default setting. That's going to become the state, the mood that you wake up in and you go to sleep to. All right? So you don't have to worry about being confident. Just put yourself in that fucking state all the time until it becomes natural for you. And the way you do that is every so often it's just state management. All right? It's just default setting management. Okay? So whenever you notice you're feeling good, great. Stay there. Use that. Soak it up. Be fucking awesome. And then at times if you notice it waning or you notice it like disappearing, then shock yourself back into the state, whatever the fuck it takes. Maybe it's a song. Maybe it's a strong cutting through movement. Maybe it's a type of clothing. Maybe it's a hat you can wear. I'm wearing a hat right now. It's not really a trigger or anything, but it could be anything. Whatever you need to do to put yourself back in that great state, and you constantly do it over and over and over again, and eventually it becomes your default setting. So that's one way to ground your confidence within yourself. Okay, and the reason this is so powerful is because before, dude, you got your confidence from putting other people down, which meant in order for you to be confident, you had to rely on others. You do not want to ever be relying on others for anything. You're going to be independent, right? You want to be an autonomous, badass human being. So if you are constantly default setting training, Your confidence lies within you. No one can take that away from you ever. You can be completely alone, not have anyone to put down. Like, you're a little bitch, you don't have to do that anymore. You can just find it within yourself and just re-up and re-up and re-up. All right, so that's number one. Number two, you have a big, huge, throbbing vision for yourself, and you can see it, and you can picture it, and you know what it's gonna look like, and you know you're gonna fucking do it. Yes, the fuck you are. That makes you confident. And again, that vision belongs to you. You don't need other people for it. You can see it in yourself. You can just say it, fuck it. I'm just gonna believe it's gonna happen. I'm just gonna be overly optimistic. Fuck it, this shit's gonna happen, let's go. Confident, right there, boom, within yourself, okay? BTW, little side note here, every motherfucker who's incredibly successful had that same thing. They had that same huge vision that everyone else thought was retarded, because most people are retarded, so it doesn't even fucking matter, but they knew it was possible. They believed they could do it. They over-believed. They were overly optimistic. They were completely unrealistic about it. Be that way. It's good. It's good for success. All right, that's number two. Third one, small victories. You want to talk about a good way to ramp up your state, your default setting? Small victories build momentum. Write that shit down. Small victories build momentum. When you start your day, start it with a few small victories and make them a little bit harder and harder and harder as you keep going, and you're going to pick up this positive momentum throughout the day. And that's going to make you more confident, because from 9 to 11 when you woke up, you were like boom, 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 knocking out these small victories. At 4 p.m. later in the afternoon, you're going to be more confident because of that. All right? That's fucking good. That's fucking powerful. You're welcome. No big deal. I got more to share. It's what I do. It's fucking value. All right? What else we got? So those are the 3 big ones. All right? Those are the 3 big ones that I wanted to share. Again, default setting training, huge fucking vision that you know is going to happen for no apparent reason, just for some reason. You just know that shit. It's going to happen. And then, of course, starting the day with small victories to build that momentum throughout the day, which again carries over time, okay? Like small hinges swing big doors. You get those small victories each day, becomes a setting, a habit also. And eventually you have that momentum going all the time. We call that macro momentum, all right? And lastly, teasing girls can build up your confidence also, okay? And this is what I want to talk about at the end here real quick, because this does rely on others, but it's something good to know. Don't make it the main ingredient, right, in your dish. Don't make it, let's say you order chicken and vegetables, don't make it your chicken. Make it the vegetables, okay? Vegetables is so important, but what I'm saying is you want the majority of your confidence, your value, your self-esteem to come from within, to come from things that are grounded only in yourself. However, it's good to have some spices on that shit. Otherwise, it tastes pretty dry. It's good to have some dressings in the plate, some vegetables, some broccoli, some cauliflower, maybe even some bok choy. You're feeling really adventurous today, all right? Point is, you want to ground it in the important stuff and then have the things on the side that might have to do with other people that can build it up even more. They can amplify it even more. And one of those things is teasing girls, messing with girls, having fun with girls. Not only does it make them want to fuck you, okay, being really playful and challenging, but it can build up your state also, and that's really cool. And there's a difference, okay? I want you to understand there is most certainly a difference between putting a girl down or putting someone down by teasing them versus actually just like being playful and challenging with the girl. An example, I suppose. So if you're talking to a girl and you're like, listen, slut, you're like 18 pounds overweight. Like, I know they won't tell you, you're like 18 pounds overweight. I don't think you should eat a fucking carb. I don't know, maybe till 2017. Like, fuck a waffle. Walk away from the waffle. Put the fork down. Put the syrup down. Don't even think about the sugar and get your ass on a fucking treadmill, you fat fucking whatever, right? That would be pretty mean. I don't say shit like that. You probably shouldn't either, because it puts someone down. That's not cool. It's not going to help them. That's just going to make them feel bad, which is going to come back around to you, make you feel bad. It's not going to do good for anyone. All right, so fuck that shit. That would be an example of putting someone down to make yourself feel better. It's not good for anyone. To the extent you put them down, you're going to be putting down yourself. However, teasing or being playfully challenging with a girl is something totally different. Okay, it's not putting her down, it's more like messing with her playfully, and it's a gift, okay, because it's a gift of attraction that she gets to feel. It's a specific emotion that she really enjoys. Girls really like being attracted to guys. If you haven't noticed, out of all the hodgepodge of emotions that a woman can feel, sexual attraction might be her favorite. She really enjoys it. It makes her feel excited about life, significant, it's cool, it's all good. So when you tease a girl, you're being playfully challenging the way Team Capital does it, it's good, and it raises up your state as well. For instance, if you're at a bar, and you order a drink from the bartender, and then she hands it to you, you grab it and you go, yo, this is whiskey, right? And she's like, what are you talking about? You ordered vodka, and you're like, what are you talking about? I just ordered whiskey. You give her this look like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then she like starts to take the drink like, I'm so sorry, and you're like, chill, I was just kidding with you. Go help them. They need it more than me, right? Something like that. Like, that's messing with the girl. It's funny, it's playful, makes you laugh, it feels attraction, it's a gift. And of course, it raises your state. It adds to your small victories, your momentum, all right? Get that shit fucking going. Long, silent outro.